Hello, galactic travelers, cosmic crew, co-creators. Woot woot. How is everybody doing? Woo, Nelly. I got a lot I want to talk about a few things. The main thing is Aluna. We want to send her love and energy, and this whole situation with Aluna has reminded me so many lessons that I learned with my Sun Soul tribe when we were following MERU and going through the same stage of our awakening process. And there's important lessons here, but most importantly, we really need to talk about what Aluna teaches and what we know from energy, and make sure we're sending her the right energy, because it's also a perfect example, you know, to actually put into use what we talk about. But I need to talk about just a couple of things really, really quick. Tomorrow night, Cosmic Krista, May, and all of us, all of us will be on Milky Way Weekly tomorrow night, live. He does Monday nights with Milky Way, and it's either going to be 8 or 10 o'clock. Christy's super nervous, but it's pretty cool where Brian is going to lead the live, and we're just going to start talking. So, you know, lots of information coming through about a lot of different things at a high level. So if you want to ask some questions and see where this is going to take us, then join us tomorrow night, because it's going to be interesting. And then the other thing I want to remind you guys is and I just want to talk about this quickly, I've got updates from all but 2, I guess maybe, or 3 people that I've done sessions with that Cosmic Christie's talked to, and every single, they're basically star activations. Just because of the energy, it's not even necessarily everything that comes through. It's an energy frequency, because there's so many energies within this soul that it makes extra connections, and everyone's getting updates and huge keys that are unlocking, and their lives are starting to really change and just open up and see so much. So take the opportunity. Things are getting crazy. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep doing these. So take the opportunity, okay? If you feel resonated, and you guys are all being led again with the transits and with the energies and when it's supposed to happen. So just a reminder, trust your intuition. Okay. The power of thought lessons that we're all learning right now, because it's super easy to sit around and talk about this stuff, but it's much harder to actually do it. And time is shifting so quickly right now, and that's why I haven't been around the past couple of days, because there's a lot going on, and we all know there's a lot going on within my chart. But then even outside of that is just the Venus energies, and we're going to talk about this. Venus is opposite, like dead on opposite Pluto right now, and Venus is in Sirius, and there's a ton of information coming online with the Alpha Draconics and some major far back billions of year galactic history that I'm still processing. It's not ready by any means yet. But this is why this is happening, because Venus, that divine feminine energy, is in Sirius. It's opposite Pluto. And we have all of these aspects going on, but it also is why we're feeling a little torn apart, and why we also need to be really careful about where we're spending our energy. So, Aluna, we love her so much. And if you don't watch Aluna Ash, go subscribe to her channel. She blew up overnight, most people think, but you know, when you resonate to energy, Aluna and I had found each other kind of around the same time. I used to watch her videos when she was still going through her part of the awakening and owning up to her power. And she was hiding in her car with her little dog. And I'm still not exactly sure how beautiful she is, but I know she's so beautiful. But she, you know, you could see her little dog running around. She was channeling. And then it was just like all of a sudden she came on full force. She was like, you know what? You could tell just as a soul, she just was like, I'm owning this and I'm going for it and here we go. And her channel blew up. Like, I think last time I checked, she was 13,000. I mean, just like 2 or 3 months ago, she had less than 100. I mean, it's been, or maybe more because time's flying, but you know, it's been a short time. Okay. And so, man, she's been on a mission, right? And we know her story. Most of us, you know, we go through these soul programs. So Aluna is definitely, you know, doing her mission. Part of her mission, and one of them was to bring all you guys in as a tribe, okay, with her energy. She's just doing it by describing what she knows, because this is the resonance. And then you guys are finding her, she's popping up, someone's introducing you to her, however that's resonating to your energy frequency. And so then y'all have created this tribe. Well, this was a lot similar to the Sun Soul Tribe that I was like my awakening class, if you will, is kind of how I think about it in the terms of linear, right, in the old programs. And she's also going through this process. Like everybody, you know, remember, she's also going through this process at the same time, and nothing happens by chance. So there's a couple of lessons in this that we can take out, and I feel like I'm doing homage to Aluna because I know at a higher level this is even part of her plan. Because there's only so much sometimes that these experiences can teach us, as far as us or anybody, not even, you know, Aluna and me, but any of us telling somebody, right? I mean, we're hard-headed as hell. We're humans, right? We're humans coming out of an old program who's doing everything, trying to do everything upside down and backwards, but we're in a human form. Our spirit bodies are like trying to fly out of us at the same time as we're doing this big transformation. And these are things that we're all catching ourselves doing. Okay, but what I mean by that is, number one, you know, if she was bit by a tick, then there's a reason. And maybe it was that she needed to slow down. Maybe it's that because she's integrating so much energy. I mean, oh my gosh, and this is where we have to be careful, because remember, our thoughts are power. Our thoughts are so powerful. I could give you an example right now of how this was used against us right before the volcanoes erupted in Hawaii. There was this, and I didn't even remember this until it got brought up, and then I linked it, you know, we linked it together, but there was a missile scare in Hawaii where Lemuria is, that's ancient land, you know, that there's a high energy frequency there. It also is where a lot of our spiritual warriors live, which are holding the energy frequency for higher consciousness and keeping that image, that consciousness of where we're going alive. And then, which is a huge balancing point right now, right? Because when you take some of that away, then everything's in a balance. The lightest of the light is going to have the darkest of the dark. So what happened was we had this energy scare, this missile scare, and everyone on the island because it was like, can you imagine? You're in your human form no matter what, and you see a text that says there's a missile coming in. Well, everyone in Hawaii, you know, I know people there, and they were talking about just the energy on the whole area, and even on the planet just went wah, and that was an energy stamp. Well, there was a lot of things going on behind the scenes we won't talk about because I don't know a lot about it, but there's some other stuff, you know, there's some other stuff that the government's trying to get a hold of and do and whatever. But as from this perception, what I'm talking about is that energy scare that happened on Hawaii affected the whole planet. And they did it on purpose. And then, you know, I know Gaia's clearing and all this stuff, but I mean, then we had a volcano, you know, the volcano started to erupt. And so anyway, my point is, okay, this is the Orion Sirian information that's all coming online right now, right? I mean, this is us talking about having this energy in our body. We have to start really understanding how this manipulation is taking place at a very higher level. And Aluna and helping her heal right now would be a great way for us to show that we can do this and give us something tangible to focus on and to heal her. And how you do that is, you know, in the old energy, we thought that we were helping by praying, and it's not that don't pray, it's what we pray and how we pray, remember, because it's all about the resonance, it's all about the energy that's coming through. So I mean, it's taking that compassion and I mean taking that remorse and turning it into compassion. Remember the Arcturus keys: fear, remorse, judgment, hate, joy, rebirth, compassion, love. So whenever we show up in these prayer circles, we thought we were doing the right thing, but we were, please save Aluna. She's in a hospital bed. I'm not even going to say it out loud anymore, okay? Because now I know. And once you know, when you hear this tone, it's like ding in your head. And so right now, how we can start utilizing this is to understand what's going on with Aluna. Number one, so Aluna is being made to sit still. She had 10 years that she was sitting still, integrating knowledge. And we know that she's integrating massive amounts of knowledge. Massive amounts. I mean, whoa. Have we even thought what soul is embodying Aluna? I mean, wow. And that's tons of information that's coming in at a very high dimensional level. And she can't do all these readings and videos, and we don't even know, you know, everything's an experience. So we don't even know really, was it a tick? Like, what's happening, right? So we give her space. Instead of thinking of, because we know when she's going to come back. So instead of thinking of her in our minds in a hospital bed, hooked up to, which is what the old energy wants us to assume, so that, because when we see her that way, then literally that's a strand. It's like Spider-Man, and we're going zoom, and we're sending out that image to her. Well, Aluna knows this more than any of us, right? I mean, she'd be telling you this right now, right? Like, don't feel sorry for me. Everything's cool. But it's your individual emotion. So instead, you know, attached to her, holy crap, like, who's she gonna come back as? Wonder Woman? Like, for reals? Whoa. What? So we gotta hurry up and catch up, right? So, but send her, just see her basically integrating information and getting ready for you guys, because I guarantee you, even in a higher, in planning of all this event and this enormous time, that this was planned for her to take a little break to integrate the knowledge. And then here's lesson 2. And this one's important. Lesson 2 is for us. And this is why I know Aluna signed up for this little gig. I mean, this is so clear to me. And so I'm going to take you back to MERU Matu at the end of last year, when I was in this same state, and we were all so dependent on MERU. MERU had daily, and Sunsoul TV, again, and in fact, right here, I'm putting the first affiliate link to Sunsoul TV ever. And she even does like June transits. If you can just like buy a transit for June, you can buy one for the day. Like, it's $1 to buy your daily. So log on, buy one for $1 a couple of days and check it out. But anyway, here's the affiliate link. MERU, I have to give this props for reals, because we had a tribe like the Aluna, like you guys, and we were on Facebook and we helped each other, but we were all going through so much mass transition that we got so dependent on MERU for our daily information that we were just listening and we weren't processing it. And I think it was around November, and we were talking to each other a little bit, but we didn't have to talk to each other because we were seeing her and getting like our daily dose, basically, right? And all of a sudden, a bunch of stuff was going on with MERU, of course, because, you know, again, like Aluna, they're going through their own transitions. And so a bunch of stuff happened all at once, and it really knocked a lot of the tribe on our butt. And it was during a huge transit. It was November, December, and we had a lot of stuff going on. But we had so much groundwork of what we had learned from MERU. So what ended up happening is we started kind of splitting off and talking to other people. So number one, it made us like branch out, because we were having to realize that we don't need we don't have to have Aluna telling you these things. She's just reminding you these things, right? Just like me in this channel. We're just reminders. We're just little keys. It's what you are too. So you have this information. You just need to trust it. And realize too that you see it in different ways. Aluna might see it where or like I feel it in my physical body. So Goddess Mimi and I were, this was like someone that I talked to a lot during this period. And it was like we had this aha moment one day. We were connected, talking. MERU was offline for like a month and a half. And we couldn't, and she was our astrologist. So we were like fumbling through the astrology, trying to keep up with our charts and helping one another, which was beautiful, which helped me a ton know how to speak to you guys, and started this channel around that time, you know, right before it, but still a lot of transitions happened with the channel then. And then we realized, holy crap, you know, we are sending MERU the wrong energy. Instead of, and if we're all so worried about MERU, and if we all are holding her in this place of this is happening to her, and this is happening to her, and this is happening to her, which is just the old energy, right? Because that's the consciousness is understanding that those are just experiences that she's having, so she can hurry up and clear, because we know she's in the right headspace, because, I mean, hell, she's teaching us, right? So just be careful, because this is this major consciousness shift where we talk about everything's upside down and backwards, right? So this is when Mimi and I were on the phone, we were like, holy crap. So we started sending her not just love, but just picture her shine. Where do you want Aluna? Like, let's see how far we can like toss her into the quantum realm of the world that she's envisioned for us and is telling us. And what does she deserve? Oh my gosh, she's sacrificed so much of this lifetime to bring this information in. So she deserves everything. So let's picture her there and surround her with energy and love, and let's see what happens. And so this has been brewing the past couple of days, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. But remember, you know, the experience of not having Aluna right now to connect to is part of your experience as well. And it's there for a reason. And so I feel as a collective, you know, people are panicked. Oh my gosh, what's going, you know, I'm not getting the information. Well, that's also this Uranian energy that's in the chart. The timelines of shifts are totally evident. I've actually been out in it, because, you know, my soul has me do crazy. So I actually was guided to go out dancing. I love to dance. And so I went out dancing by myself, and I ended up at all these different places around town Friday night, and this is very different. The energy was extremely different. Normally throughout this process, I've been guided to connect with people, and I'm sharing truth. And this night I felt completely in my own bubble. I was there, but I wasn't really there. Kept losing my car. You know, I've been talking to a lot of people where we're like, should we even be driving right now? I mean, everything, we're in control, but we're completely somewhere else. Didn't have any interaction with people at all. I just kind of felt like I was in a bubble, spurring up energy and spreading it. And I kind of feel like that's why I was guided to go to these different places. But as from the timelines and like I can feel we're pulling away. There's going to be some catch up, but we can't worry about that right now. Right now, we just need to keep pulling away in these dimensions. And I feel like there's a lot of reasons, of course, always everything happens, but one of them was just a perception to see this. So personally, this I could see and report back actually sometimes what it's doing to the math, you know, how it's separating an energy with other humans around us. Okay, big one, energy body shifts. And there's a lot of crazy energy body shifts going on right now because, you know, I talk to people and plus it's the energy. Okay, so congestion. If you have a lot of congestion, you have a lot of cough, you have any kind of mucus, okay, because this is huge Uranian energy. It's like throwing a ball, speeding the opposite way of the clock into a black matter that's flowing the opposite way. It's like, right? And so that's what we're feeling in our bodies and that's what's loosening up the negative energy within our physical, the energy that makes up the matter of our body. And that's loosening up and opening chakras that are starting to spin. And so that energy is basically pulsing through our cells, and it's loosening up this mucus, okay? So a lot of that going on. That's why, okay? Also headaches, of course, off and on and different, but they're very pinpointed. This is my personal experience. And then the body crawls is what I'm calling these, the body crawls. And again, it's that process that I just talked about, but I'm feeling and I'm manifesting this like this. Like I'm through manifesting the energy waves in like 3 days and like dealing with it, because that's, again, like with Aluna, this is the thought. So now it's like I told myself, consciousness, okay, feel what I'm supposed to feel and then be done with it. So now mine are like pretty fast, but the energy was like coming through my body. And then what I was feeling like, oh, it's that restless leg. It's like that, like I feel like our light bodies, like I feel like they're right next to each other, you know, like prior to this shift, whenever I literally thought about a light body, I was always in a subconscious, you know, an unconscious state, sleeping, and my light body's doing things. Well, now the image I keep seeing is like our light bodies are like basically coming out of our bodies in real time. And our skin is having to keep up with it, and so that energy is like pulsing through, and it basically, to me, it kind of feels like these particles are spreading in my legs, which makes me just want to crawl out of my skin. And I know a lot of y'all are feeling this similar thing. It's not a dark energy, it's not like the Draco leg energy, although it's quite similar. When you have that leg feeling and it's like black gooey, like just thick, that's that. But this is more like it's like a bunch of sprites being pulled into your body. And all this is happening right now, again, on Venus trine Jupiter with an opposition to Pluto. And I got Pluto right here with Wonder Woman, which is WW, which mirror merge. That's mirror merge. That's Lyran, that's everything's upside down and backwards. Now that we have shifted into the concave, remember, there's physics to why everything's upside down and backwards. This is 3D Earth, if you will. This is 5D Earth, if you will. Okay, well, everything that you were doing before is now what? Upside down and backwards. So quite literally, everything that we do, we need to, anything that you are guided to do, and how you pray, how you help people, anything, just rethink it from that higher perspective. But Pluto, you know, is transformative. Pluto is transform or die. Pluto has the divine feminine right now, which 6 planets, like this is all, like this is us, and we're getting down to some deep, personally for me, I'm guided to share this. Venus opposite Pluto and Sun conjunct Mercury, which is our thought process and making us think through all this, right? Because when we integrate this higher consciousness, when we release what we've stored, then we get to bring more in. Where I'm at is, I mean, I can't even have an orgasm at this point without having this video reel in my head, just bloop, 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 of all these, and some of the faces I recognize, some of them I don't, like it's happening so quickly. And I mean, this is a big one with, and love, like because of my programs, because of the lifetimes that I've had on this earth for a really long time, bringing forth this divine feminine energy, which is a big one for a lot of us to carry through a lot of lifetimes. But now it's like, we got to get rid of it. We got to clear it. And so that's one of them that I keep seeing. And the other one is that if I'm really completely, it's been overpowering with me that I really haven't let anybody love me. And I really don't know how to be loved. This is Venus. Opposite Pluto. And I can't believe it's coming up like this. I'm sorry. Oh, that was overwhelming. Like a lot of us are feeling this. And know that this is how you clear it. Just recognizing that, you know, the Orion and Sirian ways and everything that's coming back online with the spirituality and the intuition and this motherly divine feminine energy is honestly that we've spent so many lifetimes just trying to get love here. And now we're learning how and what love is again. So healer, heal thyself is what I'm saying to me right now. And not just Aluna. Let's shine our co-creation. But see, take it from me that, and I talk about this, that sometimes in the beginning, it's easier for us to focus our love on somebody else. Because deep down, we're still dealing with things like I just said. And so when we see those manifestations, because we purely love her, because we see us in her, she's a giant mirror. So it's not really Aluna that we are so guided to and think we can't live without. It's ourself that we can't live without. Sometimes our trash cans just need to be emptied, so it's a lot easier for us to fill Aluna's basket while we're entering our trash can. And when we fill her basket, then it helps us empty our trash so that our basket can be filled. I'm just going to end right here, I think. Actually, no. So MERU today on the dailies, trauma in love, what I just talked about. And then, so what do we do with that? We transmute that energy. So this pain that I feel right now, I am transmuting and I'm giving out to the world and to all humanity and to mostly my soul and the divine feminine souls and the divine feminine energy of all that exist on this planet. And all galaxies and all multiverses and the highest timeline of all dimensions of all space and time. I bring forth this pain we feel in our heart. And I love it. I love for the experience. I love the lessons. I would not give up any one of these little video clips that I see. But in this moment I ask and bring in all the energy and all the star nations and creator and all of our angels and ascending masters that are on and off planet right now to come and support the cleansing and the transmutation of this pain into pure love resonance and to create our superhuman power. Because when we transmute with all this pain or fear, whatever it was, when we switch that over, that is our Wonder Woman superpower. I watched Wonder Woman last night. Caroline sent me the video. Thank you so much. And at the very end, when she kills Ares, you know, she just kept saying, if I can just get Ares, if I can just get Ares, which is what I feel. So, like, we all, right? But then at the end, she can't defeat him until she loses her love, right? And that pain of that love is what gives her that is transmutation. So we're turning into Wonder Woman. We're turning into Superman. By healing, trusting, and giving, not hoarding it. Giving, sharing knowledge. All right. I love you guys. Can I get a hoot hoot? Aluna is glowing. Alchemizing love energy for Aluna Ash. All right, don't forget. And the earth. And for yourself. A little bit of practice. This is just a little homework because the new moon's coming up quickly. So I'll talk to you soon. Hoot hoot.